talk about Ira Sachs's new film, Little Men now, which I think hits cinemas in Australia this week, this Thursday.
This coming Thursday, right. December 8th.
You know, you're gonna like this neighborhood. It's become a very bohemian area. Did you draw this? Wow, Jake. It's actually getting good.
Can't tell you how happy I am that Jake has a new friend. You have a great kid there, but I guess you know that.
My parents are married. They just don't live together. I don't understand. Me neither.
For people who may not know, Ira Sachs, very, very American, very, very New York Jewish filmmaker. This is his fourth film, I think, his third feature after Keep the Lights On and Life is Strange.
Love is Strange.
Love is Strange. I beg your pardon. Yes, yeah. Love is Strange.
That's the one he had. He had a bit of a hit with Love is Strange a couple of years ago. It's about a couple of mature men in a relationship who find themselves living apart because of the costs of real estate in New York City. And once again, with Little Men, he's kind of looking at real estate in New York City as a financial burden and as something that puts pressure on people.
Yes, and I think this is a massive step up from both of those films. And I remember seeing Keep the Lights On when it was first released about 8 or 9 years ago, and Love is Strange 2 or 3 years ago. And I quite liked. There's an incremental increase in consistency in Ira Sachs as a filmmaker. I think I remember quite liking Keep the Lights On. I liked a lot of Love is Strange. I really, really enjoyed this film, Little Men, a lot more than those two. And I think it's a deceptively complicated, impressive piece of filmmaking. And look, I don't think it's been a great year in international cinema so far. This is right up there for me. I really, really enjoyed this.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. So basically the setup is Greg Kinnear plays a guy he's an actor, New York actor. He's married to a woman played by Jennifer Earle, who's essentially a surgeon, right? She's a surgeon. And they're very New York, and they've got one kid, a young teenage boy. When Greg Kinnear's dad dies at the beginning of the film, he inherits his small building in Brooklyn, and that building comes with a tenant downstairs who is a Chilean woman who sells handmade dresses. She also has a young teenage son. The two boys become friends, and the conflict comes, and we won't give away too much more, but the conflict comes when it is revealed that she is still essentially paying rents that were appropriate for about 2001
in Manhattan.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And
in Brooklyn.
And so all of a sudden, two boys are becoming friends, but dad wants better rent. Yeah. So it really is, I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds like such a tiny, tiny premise to hang a feature film on, but it's actually about what we all really deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's about money and family.
And it's incredibly even-handed, and I think the whole cast is really, really good. And I've always liked Greg Kinnear, and it's really good to see him getting a good role again. He does a lot of quite good small roles in interesting films, but I really like seeing him get something meaty again.
Yeah, he's never quite made it to.
He hasn't, no, and
the A-list sort of has
he should have, But what I like about the writing and all of the ensemble cast in this is that there are no good guys and bad guys.
No.
It's an incredibly complicated social world that they've created.
It's like a moral dilemma movie.
Well, and it is, and you're really sympathetic with everyone. You know, they're not made of money. They have this incredibly difficult situation. Their neighbour downstairs had a pre-existing relationship with their father. You're completely sympathetic with all of the adult dynamics. And then there are these two kids, and I'd never seen either of them before.
No, Theo Taplitz and Michael Barbieri. They're both amazing, aren't they?
Just fantastic. And there are these two very separate worlds, but very interconnected worlds. And what I love about the writing is it really, really creaks up on you, and halfway through, all of a sudden, it sort of hits you, the impact that the adult world and narrative is having on the relationship between these two kids. And at the crux of the film, it's really about how the decision making of the grown-ups, if you like, is impacting on the relationship between these two kids, and it's really, really quite moving. I think.
And their crushing disappointment. Like, why should my dad's weird stuff going on hurt our friendship. You know, why should
Absolutely.
this adult stuff hurt our friendship? But it does.
And everyone disappoints you in this film.
Yeah.
I think there are no heroes, and I really loved Paulina Garcia, who plays the neighbor downstairs, who's a hugely celebrated Chilean writer, stage director, and filmmaker in her own right.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a really, really textured performance. She's incredibly chilly and icy at times, but really emotionally revealing actress.
Yeah, it's also very interesting about the subtle class distinctions, even within the most urban of American cities. Like, obviously America, who's full of class distinctions and class warfare, basically. But within the refined boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn, there is still these levels, these subtle, intricate levels of class distinction going on that this film is very much nails in terms of even the kids' different accents.
Yeah, and I think all of his films have a really great sense of place. And this one even more so. It has a beautiful colour palette. There are a lot of silent sequences of the characters in this film. All of them, the children and the adult characters, just walking through the different boroughs of Brooklyn and Manhattan in particular, where it's set, and it begins in Manhattan and the rest of the film is set in Brooklyn. Really, really fantastically vibrant, quite silent sequences. He uses, and Ira Sachs always uses music very, very selectively, usually never accompanying dialogue.
Really?
There are only 5 or 6 sequences in this film accompanying the characters, beautifully edited sequences walking through the boroughs of Brooklyn and Manhattan. He did something very similar in Love is Strange.
$2 million budget.
Yeah, extraordinary. And some real
none
actors.
of these guys, you know, Jennifer Earl, Alfred Molina pops up,
Molina,
you know,
who's
he's in it for a couple of scenes, and Greg Kinnear, none of them would have worked for much more than scale.
Well, and I really like this very small role of Alfred Molina in this.
Yeah,
he's
he's terrific.
one of the leads in Love is Strange.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, well, I guess he, having been Dr. Octopus, he can afford to do things like this when he wants to.
Yeah, and he's also another character actor who audiences are probably familiar with all sorts of genre stuff that he does. It's always good to see him doing something substantial as well. Again, he does a lot of Chilean and South American cinema as well, outside of his Hollywood work. But yeah, he's super. This is a film full of great actors in large and small roles.
Sounds like it's in your your top 5 or top 10 of 2016.
This is another film that really crept up on me. I was kind of enjoying it around the 40-minute mark. I found it devastating by the end of it.
It does creep. It's a slow, constant, emotional build that by the end you're like, oh my God, I'm really into this dilemma.
Yeah, I really think Ira Sachs is an American filmmaker who should start to be talked about in the same caliber.
We're talking about him, and it sounds like we're saying, watch this.
Yeah, he's up there with Paul Thomas Anderson and a few other American directors for me. I think he's an increasingly important American director.
Wow. Opening on Thursday, December 8th around Australia, and it's probably already creeping towards DVD and VOD in the United States, and we're saying about Little Men. Watch this,
To watch that